Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank. Today, I bring a Hubbell Breeze Mazon fan. So it's a ceiling fan. We're trying to get as from the top to the bottom. We're trying to minimize the size of it because we're putting this in a sunroom and we don't have that much space out there. So we had to settle down for a smaller, less real estate that it takes to set up this fan. So we're gonna see if we can, what you get when you purchase them like this. And of course, this one LED lights comes with a remote control, and it has a reverse motor too, so you can go reverse. So this is supposed to be efficient for cooling and heating your house down. You know, breezing, pretty much going the opposite way will cycle the air. We just gotta try it out and see if it even works. I seen this in a house already, and I liked it. As small as it was very powerful. It was nice and cool. So this will keep us going cool for another, a couple years. Let's see how it goes until we put some air conditioning in that room. But for today, we're gonna open it up and see what you get when you purchase this. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's talk a little bit about the system itself. Throughout the whole year, you'll be saving around $11 electricity because of LED lights. It is estimated, so don't get me wrong. People have complain about them sometimes because if you leave it on with the power on and the LED, you might be generating more. Don't know the full facts, so I don't tend to believe the box's information. Sometimes they're off by a couple of dollars, I would say. Now on this one, it's good. There's a couple of things you can do. Coverage, 36 inches of the fan itself, up to 44 to 52 to 56. They have different sizes of it. Square foot, the larger the square foot footage that you have of your room, you have to go with these actual numbers. You have to go with the numbers depending on the size of the room that you have right now. We're going with the 44 inches, so that's where we're at right now. And then you can see the fan, that's where we selected right now. We're gonna see what you get when you put this in, when you open it up. And let's see, we're gonna see if we could do a not instructional video because I'm having an electrician set this up, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more insight of what's required and what's needed. All right, so let's go ahead and open up. First thing you see, the instructions. Very important. The instructions are one of the most important instructions they have because it tells you exactly about the voltage and the connection that it has to be set up as. They do have a trimmed down version of this. There is a way so you can actually trim it down, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about it as soon as I show you the rest of it. So let's go ahead and talk about the blades itself. Now the blades itself, they look metal, but they're not. They're kind of like a wood style. They look metal from the outside, but they're not. They're actually wood. They're like carbon fiber. Where it's like I'm not. It's like a plywood pretty much. They're very thin. They all come together. There's only 1, 2, 3 blades right here. These are replaceable. So if one of them breaks off, you could buy different ones. Now they do have different colors, of course. And buying this one, I thought it was going to be actually a metal base, But looking at them now, holding them, they're all wood. They're not. I repeat, they're not metal base. Of course, the top of it is gonna be black, of course, and these kind of tend to curve down a little bit, so you'll see some of the black. But the bottom, of course, is silver. It's actually nickel plated color. That's what it is. So let's continue. Well protected right here. If you see the LED lights, these are the actual systems that's gonna be connected, and multiple lights. I'm not quite sure how many lights it has, but it tells you use LED max 18 watts. All right, that's the max. 18 watts. That's what it says. After that is the cautious of fire. That's what it says right here. So a couple of lights right here. This is not going to be replaceable. I mean, if one burns out, you can replace it if you know how to solder things. But most of the times, people tend to buy new units and stuff like that, as they get cheaper and better and faster, and even more efficient too. So if it ever gives up on you, just get another one. That's not worth replacing the LED lights. Now these, we're gonna set them up, of course, and it comes with a dome. You're never gonna see these again, so unless you take the dome off, and the dome is pretty simple to remove. If you can see, it has these little pinches right here that it's basically just pops out. Very simple. We're gonna put this back. Now the dome itself, this is the top part of the ceiling. This is actually nickel plated, if you can see. This is actually nickel plated. This is I was thinking that the whole blades were going to be like this, but it makes sense not to have them like that because they're metal. Somebody jumps above or something could happen. If they're sharpened enough, they can cut people's head, and fast enough, of course. Now they do have the ground on the actual base unit. If you can see, they do have it built in with the ground. This is what's going to actually be on the first level on the top of it that's holding everything because of the ground unit system. So, and of course, they give you the actual motor here itself. It gives you an actual unit connected to the motor. And we're going to put this on the side. Now, on the base itself, if you guys can see, the motor is here, and that base on the top is where it connects. Now, let's take this. This is pretty heavy. We're talking about over a pound or two. This is a basic connection. You plug it in. Simple, cannot do it. It's actually a 9-pin connection. As you can see, the blades, they're a little slanted, and that's how they're going to be to propel more airflow, of course. And this is a spinner, of course. The motor is based on the top. This is heavy. We're talking about almost 3 pounds or 4 pounds on this. This is really heavy. So nothing else you get other than this protector cover. It's a plastic little cover that keeps it from spinning. Now, besides what you get in the package, you also get this dome part. Now, this is glass, so you got to be careful on this. This is it's like a kind of ghost white glass, and these tend to get dirty and bugs, and of course, and it has that little pinchers that you have to remove. And the way it is, it just pretty much locks in place, and that's it. And there is a couple of dents that you have to go through in order to spin them. And I think you have to kind of twist it to get it in there, but these tend to get dirty, so once in a while it's a good idea to remove them and then wash them. But these tend to also break too, so very simple. You know, either you're cleaning or you're moving with a mop or a chair, you pick it up, you hit it by accident, this is the first thing that goes. But these are replaceable too also, so don't worry about it if you're not happy with this. They do have some see-through ones, some clear ones too. So let's go ahead and continue. And that's pretty much the whole details that you get on this thing. We're going to put it up. We're going to have our electrician set it up for us, and we're going to test it out and see what you guys think about it. So let me know if you have any questions or any comments. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and let's go ahead and test it out and set it up, and then we'll talk a little bit more. All right, so guys, very important. This is very important. If you guys have drywall ceilings and basically you don't know where the actual wood is, and this is going to go in between the wood, you're going to require something like this, ceiling brace. They have different sizes, of course. This is 1.5, 1 and 1.5. It goes up to that. So on this particular case, I'm not going to require this, but if you have 2 pieces of wood in the center, and this system will actually grab onto the 2 pieces of wood, and the ceiling will be mounting between them. That's what this is, because sometimes you don't know where exactly your wood is at. It's required that it should be in between the actual pieces of wood, and this is what you're going to require. So when you buy your fan, you're gonna have to probably purchase one of these. So just a heads up on that part too. Also, so if you have any questions, let me know. Because of the weight, it's gonna need the bracket for the for the fan, and we're gonna pull the electricity out of this setup here, and it's getting insulated right now. Now look at this. I used to have a light here on the outside. Now it's all fixture, runs straight through the walls, straight here, ready for the power. So here's the drywall, guys. It's if you can see it, this is before all that stuff, the cement goes on the plaster and all that stuff. So we got our outside lighting. We did that special cover because this is an outdoor wall. If you guys can see it, we're gonna try to repaint it and do some more construction on this, but pretty much that's where I have the cable running out, and I do have the light switch on the other side, which I don't have to add no more. And this could be a sunroom, pretty much. Very effective sunroom. So the continent is there. It's going to control the lighting. I like that. Everything's the lighting settings ready, and I'm going to mount the fan. All right, guys, so I just finished putting out the fan, and if you can see it, I had it spinning out there. So it's not a bad idea. It's okay. It's a good fan. I mean, for air, it's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how high I have it. It's about probably, like I say, around 10 feet on this room, close to 10 feet, you know. So it's out there. It's up there. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the actual controller. So you need to have the controller. We're gonna go forward now, and if you can see, there's a little icon in here that says, it's like a snow globe kind of thing, a snowflake right there. So we want to go the other way, and we hit number 1, and now it's gonna start spinning the opposite way. And that's number 1 spin, all right? It's a slow spin that we have, and you have 0 in the middle, 1, 2, and then we go 2. We can see 2. It's pretty quiet. It's really quiet on number 2, right? But when we know number 3, that's number 3. You're gonna hear the wind a little bit. That's pretty awesome. Right now you hear the dogs, this guy right here. But you could hear the wind like a propeller. It feels good. It feels nice and refreshing. I like it. I'm in love with this thing. It looks really good. I like the fact that you can go reverse on the other way. I'm feeling on this corner here too, and it's a nice little decent room. We just finished it right now. I'm still gonna replace this broken window and change the whole thing out, but little by little, replacing this whole thing. All right, so I just showed you the room. This is the dog bed. We're gonna look at it, 76, 75. This corner, it's about 77. The other corner is gonna be 73. Then we go back to that corner in the cool corner, 74, of course. And the floor is about 65. So we're gonna run the test and see how well it works. And here's the fan, if you can see it, 680. The fan is about 80, 76, somewhere around there, 80, 76. This is the fan, if you guys can see it. So we're gonna go ahead and do a test. We're gonna do a test on the fan. I just left it on right now for a couple minutes. We're gonna do that little corner here. I'm still in the construction. We're gonna do the dog bed. We're gonna do that corner. And then this corner here. And I'm gonna move down to on this side too. And I'm still doing construction, so it's coming along. And this is the fan, and we're gonna do a thermal on it. All right, so we're gonna run the fan right now. It's running. We're gonna leave it in the room for a couple minutes. See how well it cools this whole room. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes, see how if it makes a difference. But I can feel the air already as it is, so it's circulating pretty good. But it might need a little longer. This room's not that big. It's about almost like a 10 by 10, but by a couple feet off, you know. So we're talking about 15 by 15, I would say, pretty much. Not 10 by 10, 15 by 15, all right? So we're gonna come back, and if you can see, it's cooling off the thing. I turned off the light already, and we're gonna come back in a couple minutes and make sure that everything's cool. And right now, I see results there already. All right, guys, after running for maybe 5 minutes, I got the thermal camera to get working here. So we have it at 75 now, and we're gonna see the dog bed. And the dog bed's about 72 right now. It's cooler than before. The corner room, we're looking at 60 to 70. That's not bad, not that bad. You're gonna see the other side, 74. And of course, it's a hot day in California here. We got 74. And then the floor, which we have at 65. And the fan's been running over 10 minutes already. So the air is circulating throughout here. You can see a lot of blue now. Everywhere. And this is my hand, if you're gonna see it right here. So my hand's about 90. Oh wow. So we're looking at a lot of circulation of air now. Airflow is pretty good, and we can see a couple of things that get heat up, and we can always recover. So this is the window we're gonna be covering too. So right now it's open window, that's why there's a lot of heat. But if you guys like the stuff like this, let me know. I'm your host, and Frank the Tank, and we are out.